there, friends. I'm looking a little more trash than usual because I just got home from work. But I wanted to do something different today in that I'm a film nerd who doesn't often talk about films, like, actually. I mean, I rant about them all the time, but I mean, like, make a video about films. And I saw the new trailer for the new A24 film came out, and someone asked me my thoughts on it when my buddies did, and I'm like, well, I mean, I do have, like, a channel where I react to stuff. I could do that there. So, I don't even know if I'll have much to say, but I wanted to record it and see what happens. I also might do the Superman trailer. I don't know if I have any opinions on that. I'm curious about it. We'll get to that one. Anyway, first one being A24's new film, Death of a Unicorn. Now, A24 is a film studio that I will fully admit to being complete trash for. I've not seen all of their films, but I've seen a lot of their films. And even the ones I don't love, I'm trying to think of any I really don't. Men wasn't very good. And now I'm curious. Are there any ones I really hated? Excuse me while I literally look at the list of those movies. White Noise was bad. Is that kind of it? Death of Dick Long was something, wasn't it? For the two people who've seen that film. That's about it. But one thing I'll say about them, even the ones I don't particularly like, they're at least memorable, or at the very least interesting. And they've made some wonderful films, like, like Eighth Grade, like Pearl and X and Maxine, all those films. After Yang is one that I always wish more people loved. I think that movie's really beautiful. Past Lives was beautiful. Anyway, they've made they've made all kinds of stuff, a bit of everything. And anytime I see a movie, something like, I remember like Bodies, 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 I'm like, really? That's A24? When I saw it, I'm like, yeah, no, this is still pretty good. So, with a movie titled Death of a Unicorn, I'm curious. I'm very curious, to say the least. I know this movie has Paul Rudd and Jenny Ortega in it, who I didn't think I'd seen her in anything. It turns out I have, and I guess she just wasn't super memorable in them. Granted, I have not seen the new Beetlejuice movie, and I have not seen Wednesday. The movie I remember her the most from was the sequel to this Netflix horror film called The Babysitter, which the first one was pretty fun, the second one wasn't great, but I remember her being okay in it. Besides that, I guess I've seen a bunch of movies with her in them and just have no memory of her. Sorry. I hear she's great in Wednesday. I should check it out. But anyway, and I mean, who doesn't love Paul Rudd? Let's go, Death of a Unicorn. I don't know if I hope they mean a literal unicorn. I really hope they mean a literal unicorn.
Ridley? Are you okay?
It kind of felt like it was showing me something.
Uh-oh.
I get this feeling.
Hang on. Okay. I skipped by the first second. Let's try. Oh no, it didn't. Okay.
Ridley? Are you okay?
It kind of felt like it was showing me something.
That's the unicorn.
I get this feeling I don't think we're supposed to be here.
The Leopolds donated this entire nature preserve. And they care about a lot of things, not just pharmaceuticals.
Fine. I will sit there and smile.
Alright, a little over exposition dialogue, but I mean, hey, it's a trailer. I do miss when trailers were a lot more mysterious. Though I do love the crazy cosmic eye. It reminds me of films, like I wish it was like Eldritch horror or like Lovecraftian. Movies like Color Out of Space, or like Panos Cosmatos films like Mandy and Beyond the Black Rainbow. If you want a film that's just straight up vibes and kind of not really a plot, you should watch Beyond the Black Rainbow. That is a great film to put on in like the back of a party. You want to have a fucked up vibe because the visuals are truly completely insane. But the actual sitting down and watching it, I found to be a bit of a chore, trying to just like figure out a plot happening, but it is visually unreal.
The things, not just pharmaceuticals.
Fine. I will sit there and smile.
Sorry, we're late.
What happened? You walked from the airport or what?
It's perfect timing.
Virginia
Need you to act
Grant?
like everything is fine.
Is there something in your car?
Did y'all hit a unicorn? It barely did anything to your car, too. I mean, like, that's wrecked, but not super wrecked. I think that was the dude. I think that was Richard E. Grant, which, hell yeah, love me some Richard E. Grant. I think people nowadays know him from, like, Saltburn And Loki, he was in the Loki TV show. He was pretty good in it too. One of my favorite films he was in, which I never gets discussed, is called How to Get Ahead in Advertising. That movie is completely bonkers, and he's a guy who has a little other person growing like on his neck. It's very funny. And then I think that was the dude from, hang on.
I need you to act like everything is fine.
Is there something in your car?
That's the guy from one of the guys from Maze Runner, and was he in one of the Guardians films? I thought at one point I heard he was going to play Pennywise before the It movie came out, and then he didn't. I remember him. I've seen the Maze Runner films because I was a big Dylan O'Brien fan at the time. At the time, I still love Dylan O'Brien. But I'd like to see him in more things. I think he's very. Oh, and he was in Midsommar. What am I talking about? He was one of the assholes in Midsommar. But I think he's great at being kind of a dickhead character.
Car?
A lot of species in this area.
It's NoHo Hank! I'm literally just gonna sit here and yell out actors, but it's NoHo Hank! I love Barry. I love him. Does he have a name? Yes. What is it? Carrington? He's NoHo Hank, I'm sorry.
Are rare. What exactly are we saying this is, though?
I think we know exactly what it is.
A horse-like mammalia.
With some sort of protrusion or growth.
It's a fucking unicorn.
I don't think I should be in swim shorts for this moment.
I don't think that we're supposed to have this.
We need to study it.
Whatever it is, it seems to be the cure for cancer.
Cancer? That's the biggest one.
That's the biggest one. Because when we find something, we have to crush it and snort it or inject it. Fun history fact for people. You know why? Like, we've got mummies nowadays, ancient mummies. We don't have as many as we should, and you know why? Because rich people kept snorting them, kept crushing them up and snorting them to cure things. We snorted up all our dead people. That's insane. I'm always fascinated with, there's a podcast I used to listen to a lot called Sawbones, which talked a bit about like just insane things that they claimed would cure, like, smallpox or the bubonic plague. I think one of them was like rubbing a chicken on you. Just crazy. That stuff always really fascinates me, like weird things they think will cure things. In this case, I guess, who knew? Unicorns cure cancer. I don't recall that in the Harry Potter books or in The Last Unicorn, one of my favorite movies ever. I love Last Unicorn.
The cure for cancer?
Cancer? That's the biggest one.
An opportunity for greatness, for immortality.
I've never been so alive.
Dad, please just listen to me. We need to give the little one back. Okay, bad things will happen.
Yes! Why would it have teeth? That's awesome. Yes, giant horrifying unicorn. Oh, the cute ones that we think of are like the babies. That's cool.
Who's that?
Why does it have was it called a Dewclaw? That's crazy.
You're gonna kill us.
I'll do whatever I have to take care of you. You'd retreat in the face of opportunity.
That horn was rather girthsome.
I love that the font looks like a fantasy book from like the 1980s. Go into the sci-fi section of any bookstore or fantasy section of any bookstore, and half of the titles on the novels is that font. I really like that touch. I bet that was on purpose. Even the coloring too. That looks like the cover of a obviously minus art. Looks like the cover of a classic fantasy novel.
Here's hoping we kill Bigfoot on the way home, huh?
That might be fun. That has potential to be fun. So you've got like finding something new and beautiful, and of course people immediately finding ways to exploit it. Is it a bit on the nose? Maybe, but could be fun. I do know that I looked up who directed it. It is this person's first film. They're a producer usually, and has produced some films I like, actually. I think I saw that they produced, what was that called? Now I can't remember. Sorry. They produced a couple horror films that I remember really enjoying. But as far as actually directing, and I think they might have written this too, this would be their only one so far. So I think it definitely has potential. I mean, they've done some short films, but this is their first, like, full length. In spring, I'd see that movie. I'll see anything with Richard E. Grant, to be fully honest. I love him so much. I don't even know why. He's just incredibly watchable. There you go. Those are my brief feelings on Death of a Unicorn, and maybe it's a film that you had never heard of, and hopefully you can check out now when it comes out eventually. And you know what? Fuck it. Let's do Superman. Just because I'm curious. So, my brief Superman feelings. I have not seen Zack Snyder's Justice League film because I saw Man of Steel and it made me mad. And so I'm like, it didn't like it I hated it so much as someone who I wouldn't call myself a huge Superman fan, but I've read a handful of Superman comics in my day. I've read a handful of graphic novels, and I've used to watch the Justice League cartoon show and things like that. And just watching that, I'm just like, this is not any Superman that I like or want to be in my life. And so I don't really feel the need to pay to be annoyed at a movie. So I just kind of skip the Justice League. As far as Superman goes with live action, of course I love the original Richard Donner films. And even the original black and white little serials. And I do like Tyler Hoechlin's version on, I have not seen any of the, I can't remember what his show was actually called. It was like Superman and Lois Lane. It wasn't Lois and Clark. The most recent Superman show. I never actually saw it, but I did see his version of Superman when it appeared back when I used to watch DC TV, like The Flash and Supergirl, and it crossed over. And I thought he was I was so used to him being Derek Hale on Teen Wolf. And I'm like, I can't see this dude. First of all, I've never seen him smile. I can't see him play Superman. And then he was so affable and so charming and adorable. He was such a great Clark Kent. And that's the thing, is I feel like there's just so much of a need to try to bring down our superheroes to make them more human, which is cool and it's fine. But for some reason, they always just decide to try to make Superman angsty and like dark, and that's just like the one dude. Just don't do it to him, do it to anybody else. Like, he can have problems, he has problems all the time, there could be drama in his films, but don't try to, like, you've got Batman for that, go do that, that's fine. So I know this is James Gunn's version, and I don't feel excited. I don't feel anything about it. So I'm just kind of watching the trailer going like, will you make me feel a thing? Because I remember when I used to watch the DC, especially when I used to watch the Flash TV show in the early seasons, I had so much fun with that show. And I used to love watching the most like random, like Gorilla Grodd was on TV. That's amazing. That was so fun. Like this giant, like super smart gorilla was a reoccurring character on a show. That's great. It made me really happy. I kind of want something more of that. I want to be able to see characters that I at least recognize from the books, because as much as, nowadays I've seen many an MCU movies, as far as comic books go, I was always a DC girl. I always read DC comics when I was younger, and just like didn't really translate to films because I just haven't liked what they've made at all in the last many years. So I don't know, let's see, make me feel something. Oh, and I have no idea, like, I know who's playing Superman, like, I've seen a picture of him, but, like, I don't think I've ever seen him in anything. And I know that the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is playing Lois Lane, and I think that is adorable casting. I love that, because she's so great. Angst Superman. Well, not angst, but hurt Superman. Oh, look at his little curls. I do like the colors. I like the colors of the suit. I like that they're... I felt like the last one very like like it had the colors kind of, but it was like, I'm sick of you know, I don't like superhero films that are afraid to be superhero films. Like if you're gonna do Superman. And I like the coloring there. I like that it looks like he's kind of wearing shorts, like the old school version. I dig that. Music, that's cute. I love you. Is that Crypto?
Home. Take me home.
Oh! Sorry, damn you, you did make me feel something because you brought out Crypto! For those who don't know, Superman has a dog. And his name's Crypto and he's a sweetie boy. Oh no! Aww. Well, that's nice. They have Crypto. That's and not just like, oh yay, puppies because puppies, but like it's that shows that they're going to hopefully be going with a Superman who cares about things and like is a bit more of a look, he's the guy that's allowed to be a Boy Scout. That's kind of what he's about. He's the Boy Scout. Not always, but yeah, kind of like I want to see a Superman that you can look up to. Darn it. Make the other ones all miserable bastards. I want a sweet Superman. And him having Crypto, that gives me some hope. That's what I want for my Superman movie. I want to feel hope, damn it.
Crypto.
Crypto!
Home. Take me home.
Yay, saving a kid! Let's go! Luther Coward! Why the fuck didn't I know he was... Oh my god, that's so cool! I didn't know he was playing Lex Luthor. I don't know anything about this movie. I love Nicholas Hoult. Yeah, he could play Lex Luthor. Yeah, ooh, he could be really good as Lex Luthor. Yeah, okay. Okay. I can be into that.
Superman.
Again, I just like... I guess I get it. Like, we must tear down our heroes. And usually I'm fine with it, but just like, earn that. Earn that by having them rise up first, and then tear them down, and then they can rise up higher. That's how that works. I don't know. I'm sure that's... I mean, obviously it's not the beginning of the film. It's probably like the, you know, part of the third act, but still. Maybe the end of the... Anyway. What the fuck was that? No! I clearly didn't know anything about this movie. They were bringing in a lantern. Not only they're bringing in a Green Lantern, there's that hair is specific. Also, Nathan Fillion. We have Captain Hammer in a superhero movie. Captain Hammer, my boy Mal Reynolds. Oh my god, that's Guy Gardner. What a trash man. That's hilarious. That's really, really funny. Yeah, fuck it. I don't think has there been a movie with Guy Gardner in it? Because, like, why would you? But why not? Oh, his hair is so tragic, but that's that dude's hair, man. Okay, well, see, that right there shows me that this movie's not afraid to, be accurate visually, because you'll give that dude that hair. Oh, girl! Oh! Yeah. Work of Solitude. Who the fuck was that? As much as I'm like, I wouldn't consider myself a giant comic nerd. It's like there's gonna be tons of things I don't get, so I'm sure there's plenty of references I'm fully not seeing. I don't know who that is. Who was that? It looks almost like a, I don't think it is, but it's like a Bizarro. But it's not. Of course, buildings falling, because buildings fall in superhero movies. As is the way, I guess. Okay, I think that made me, you know what? I like that a lot more than I thought I would. That made me feel more than I was prepared to feel about that movie. My hair's driving me nuts. I need to fix this, but whatever. That was very... Look, I went in there being like, I feel nothing about this film. I'm not, like, putting all my hopes on it, but I'll say that, like, I now feel more than nothing. I might go see that movie. Like, at first I was just probably never gonna see it. I had no interest. I don't know if I'll see it in the theater. If it gets good reviews, I will. But, like, I will now, based on that, I will see that movie at some point. That's where I'm at. I will see it eventually. I don't know when yet, but I will. For Crypto alone. Because that really made me happy. But that is a very telling thing. I think showing that, the design of his costume, having the music in there, the score from the old Richard Donner films, having, you know, even just the font alone, the coloring of it is all like signifiers that, like, hey, you know, we're kind of going a little old school, but also like a little more hopefully, which I think is what James Gunn needs to go for in these, at least not in all of them. That's the thing, is like different. That's what I started to get annoyed with at MCU to a certain point, because I felt like every MCU movie was the same, and they shouldn't be, because there's a reason why I wouldn't just go to a comic book store and just get whatever new DC or Marvel book was out. I would get the one that followed the character I liked, because all of them should feel like different stories. You know, I didn't read a lot of Captain America. I read a lot of Spider-Man. So I couldn't just pick up a Captain America book and feel like I was reading a Spider-Man story. Those should be very different stories. And a lot of times MCU succeeds at that, but lately I feel like they haven't as much. So there we go. I actually have some mild hope. I don't know if I'm ever going to do this again as far as like covering a trailer, but I thought this might just be kind of fun. And I'll get back to doing songs and such next time. There we go. I didn't know if I'd have anything to say. Turns out I did. Yay. And now I'm going to go fiddle with my hair. Actually, I'm probably just going to go to sleep because I'm really tired. Bye.